seems like that fourth quarter right now, you just can't find a way to finish.
It's the same story, maybe a slightly different story, but same result, same ending. And you know, they shot the ball. We didn't do nearly as good a job in the second half on defense as we did in the first half, and they shot the ball great in the fourth quarter. And a lot of that was we were giving up layups and one-on-ones around the rim and just really having a hard time of containing that drive to the basket or the entry to the post. And then we went down and we had trouble making layups down that same stretch. And so you feel like if we could have maybe got a bucket and got a stop, you know, maybe we could have got back in a spot where we had a shot to win it. But it's frustrating. I know the girls are really down. Like it takes a lot of effort to lift them up and get them ready for the next practice, and they've done phenomenal all year, especially through this stretch, especially when we've had trouble closing out ball games. They've done phenomenal coming back and practicing great and getting ready for the next game and getting great energy, and you can see that in the beginning of the ball games. And so we've just got to get where we can close these things out, make some better decisions, finish some shots around the basket, and get some stops.
Offensively, even though you were, like you said, missing some shots there in the fourth quarter, I thought even in the fourth quarter, offensively, the whole game, that may have been the crisp that you've looked in a while as far as, you know, execution, a lot of ball movement, a lot of energy,
yeah,
and kind of everybody kind of contributing.
I agree, and the stretch that sticks in my mind is that stretch where we came down a lot of one-on-ones to the basket and we didn't finish those. And so when we were moving the ball and getting our teammates good shots, we were a little bit better than we were during that stretch. But overall, yeah, we shot the ball. We played a game with 4 turnovers. That's pretty good. Now, on the contrast, we gave up 18 boards, an 18 rebound differential, and so it's just frustrating. It's exhausting. You know, the girls have put a lot of effort in. Coaches have put a lot of effort into it. They deserve to be able to win. We feel like we can compete and beat just about anybody in this conference, but we've just not been able to get over that hump and close these things out. And so that's what we've got to try to do next week in Huntsville.
Coach, looking at that second half, I mean, Josie Gillen had a great first half. In the second half, kind of didn't play much. And,
right.
You know, the back half of the fourth quarter, you know, kind of went to that decision about it.
Well, she played. Yeah, she did play well. The group that was in there was doing a pretty good job in that third quarter, and really we were kind of just waiting for who needed a break, and maybe we should have put her in there a little bit sooner. She did play well, but I thought that Teresa Faustino was playing well. I thought Lex was playing well overall. I thought our biggest area that we were trying to address wasn't whether it was Josie or Teresa. It was the interior, and trying to make sure that we weren't giving up as much as we were giving up in there, and trying to figure out a way to get that solved. And so, no, I thought Josie's given us good minutes and great effort. And I thought tonight, Destiny played well as well. And so, you know, just I wish that there was a way to stem that tide when we get that thing going in the wrong direction. And just, you know, we try timeouts, we try to keep pushing the ball, but sometimes we have a hard time getting the stop that we need or getting the bucket that we need.
It had to be nice to see Acacia out there tonight. If for anything else than to have me stop asking you.
No, it was great. She's been working hard in rehab. She's worked hard in practice in the drills and the things that she's been able to do. It was great to get her out there for a few minutes. You could tell she's trying to feel her way around and trying to get back to being comfortable out there. But yeah, it was just we're thankful she does not have to have surgery, and we're glad that she's back in practice, and hopefully she'll continue to be able to do a little bit more.
You mentioned how frustrating it is right now, and how you've got to kind of turn the page. You know, how do you kind of turn that page when you start? What are you going to do Wednesday or Thursday? Still kind of up there. You might be playing this Liberty team again here on Wednesday. You might be playing Louisiana Tech on Thursday, but still, you know, it's now it's kind of do or die as you get into this postseason.
We've honestly felt like that since Acacia got hurt. Like we felt like, you know, every game was a game that we were trying to turn the momentum, and so that part won't change. I think what we have to do is continue to focus on. We've done a lot of positive things. You know, we played a good first half, played a decent third quarter. We're playing well against the top teams in the conference, and so we've just got to be able to keep that momentum, or stay poised throughout that when other teams make a run and make sure we're putting some points on the board or we're getting the stops and the rebounds that we need on the other end. And that's where, they made layups, we missed layups down the stretch. And they got to the free throw line. That's where we're not quite there where we can close games out by making a shot at the basket or getting a defensive rebound and making sure they don't get a second chance opportunity.
When you look at this field, as you said, certainly everybody you kind of played with and showed you could compete with them. I guess that's one of the things you kind of take in there. While it's not went the way if you wanted to the last 6 games, certainly you know what you guys are capable of when things are going well.
Yeah, that's what we've got to focus on, what we can do, not what we can't do. And I think that this team is capable of competing and beating any of the teams in this conference, and we've got to believe that. There's things that we can do from a basketball stand. We can do a better job at the three-point line on defense. We can do a better job on the boards, but we've got to just continue to believe that we can be successful and encourage the players to keep playing hard. I think they've done a great job, like I said, in practice and coming to the game, and it's unfortunate and it's disappointing that we've not been able to close these things out.
If it is Liberty, is it kind of interesting that it's a team you've just seen? So I guess scout-wise, it's not like it's going to be much different because normally you don't see teams back-to-back like that.
Right. Yeah, I guess from a scout perspective, it helps on the turnaround. At this point, honestly, it just doesn't matter who we play. We just need to be able to play 4 good quarters.
Coach, on an individual standpoint, I know she's only on the hill for a year, but what was your thoughts as a player and as a person on Destiny South?
Yeah, Destiny's got a ton of talent, and I think she's going to have a shot at playing, a little pro ball overseas. And I think that it was good for her to get in a place where she could contribute. And we weren't real sure early in the year if she was going to be able to get a waiver, and then we had the NCAA came down and said that all the second-time transfers could play, and so she had been obviously practicing and working out with the team, and so she kind of knew. But there's a court chemistry thing, and it took a little bit to try to get her fit in with everybody else. But I think she's grown. Destiny will be the first one to tell you that she's not done everything right. But I think she's, and I hope that the fans have noticed the changes that she made throughout the season and how she's been try to be a more positive impact on the floor and with her team, and let some of the other stuff that sometimes cast you in a different light, let some of that go and don't focus on those things. And so I'm thrilled that she's going to get her degree and that she got to play. I know she's been through a couple of years where she didn't get a lot of minutes, but I think and she's a real bubbly, outgoing young lady, and so she's been most of the time a lot of fun to be around the team.
I know you got to get that first one, but if you do want to make a run in this thing and win you're either going to have to win 3 games in 3 days or 3 games in 4 days. We talked about your depth not being where you want it to all year. How much is that going to kind of test your depth if you are going to be successful in this tournament?
Well, I think more important than our depth is we've got to play well the whole game, and we can't worry about game 2 or game 3 until we worry about game 1, and that's just we'll worry about that when the time comes. But I think there are a lot of teams in this conference that aren't playing real deep on the roster, and so I don't know that we would be in a lot different position than anyone else. But that's not even the focus. The focus is just trying to get to where we can finish out 4 quarters. And I know I keep repeating myself, but that's what it is. My job is to lift their spirits back up, make them believe that they've done a lot of positive things, and we can do positive things in the tournament. And then we just got to go out there and try to do that for 4 quarters.
Coach, obviously the past couple of weeks, towards the end of the season, you've had 1 game week, so you've had a week to prepare
Right.
for the next game. This isn't the case going into next week, only a couple of days to prepare. Do you kind of see that as being like kind of a good thing and a positive way to just kind of say this game's over with, regular season's done, we're 0-0 moving into the next couple of days?
Absolutely. That's couldn't be said any better. The advantage to having a week to prepare is you have a week to prepare. The disadvantage is if you don't finish a game that you felt like you were in a spot to win, then sometimes it takes a little bit more effort. And so that's helped us maybe to get past that and get ready for that end of the week game. But this is good because it's just a quick turnaround and let's play again.